Welcome back to Matt to the Rural Country Farmer. Today is Saturday, November the 1st already. Halloween was yesterday. I hope you guys had a great Halloween. Make sure you set your clocks back tonight. Got that Central Standard Time tonight. What it's gonna be tonight. I'm not looking forward to that, I can tell you that. Right from that standpoint, I'm not looking forward to have my sunset at 5 o'clock. I like my sunsets to be at 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, or 6 o'clock in the evening. You know, just crazy times, I guess. But anyway, we are going to put this bracket on. I got the bolts started in there. Well, at least I did there for a second. I don't know, maybe I'm putting the wrong bracket on. I don't know. But I'm going to put our gear shift bracket back on, and if I have time today, we're going to get these back on. These go to your deck. So enough jibber jabber. Let's get into this project. Okay, so if you're going to do this job, you're going to need a 3/8 socket or a 3/8 wrench if you're going to do this. It's not hard to do. You just got to get the bolts lined up. And then you just snug them down. And why is that doing that? It should not be doing that. Hey, you know what I know what I'm doing? I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm putting the bracket in the wrong spot. This is supposed to go to your back one. I'm doing it. I'm supposed to use this bracket. Stupid me. There goes my socket. I just dropped it. Trying to get this in there. The hardest part of this rebuild was getting those shroud bolts out, and now I dropped it again. Those front shroud bolts were the hardest bolts to get out. They almost didn't want to budge loose at first, and then I got them. But I already got the 4 shroud bolts on, including the 2 back here. I got those already snug down and tight. I've been working on this Deere. This is my 111 John Deere weed. It's been in the family for a long time, this old Deere. Originally it came from Rushville, is where this came from. And first, I'll tell you a little story about this. This mower, it used to run. My dad used it. And it quit running. I had to do everything I could to get this thing back up and running, and I saw this sitting in our shed, and I was like, well, I'm gonna get this thing running again. Like, if it takes me a while, I'm gonna get it going. And sure enough, I figured it out. It was a carburetor problem. That was what was wrong with it. Since then, I got it to run off that carburetor. I had to put the Murray carburetor on, which is on the 1136. It's right behind you guys. I had to use the carburetor off of it to get this started. Then once I got it running, I cleaned out the other carburetor, which is on it now. And I cleaned that out. Sure enough, still ran. And then it also needed a spark plug change, because the original spark plug that was in it, it was not the right plug. No, it wasn't. It wasn't the right plug. It was an SP34 spark plug. It was one of those kind of spark plugs. So what I did is I had a JL19M spark plug that I had off another project. And what I did with it is I saved it for another project. That's what I did with it. And it was a decent good spark plug, but it was just the wrong one for this Deere. So according according to the John Deere, according to the one of the tractor forums I looked at, these are supposed to take a JL19M spark plug. That's what these call for. Nowadays they replaced them. I don't think they make them anymore. I saved a few. I've got one that's on the weed mower, which is behind you. And then I've got another one which is in the Murray 11. I save a lot of those spark plugs because you don't never know when you might need them for something. I got a little programming note for you guys next week. We might be getting our Massey running next week. I might bring you guys along for that. I've got to let you go for a second because I got to figure out where this goes to, so I'll be right back. Well, you know what I just did wrong? I put the wrong thing on the wrong thing. This bracket here is supposed to go back. That makes 2 wrong brackets I put in there today. What is going on with me today? I forgot you start back here first, then you move down there. I did this backwards. Stupid me. I put the bracket in the wrong spot. Supposed to go in this. You're supposed to put this back portion on first, then you put the other portion on. I did not. Now maybe we're getting somewhere with this. Now we're getting somewhere. I know taking that part wasn't necessary, but it was the only way I could get to the gas tank. This will be a multi-part video series on this John Deere. The fuel hose, I'm going to do that off camera because you guys already know how to do that. I'll bring it back for the deck part and then maybe the battery install. Okay, so there's one. Now we got to come under here and do the other side. This is going to be the hardest one. So always start by putting one bolt in and then the other. It's much easier if you do the back one first and then the front one, because if you don't do this right, your bolts are just going to fall out. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I gotta do this one, same way. Okay, shifter's back on. Let's test her out. Put you guys up here so you can see. There you go. Real easy to do that. Real easy. Next part, I'm going to leave you guys for right now. I think I've done enough for this video, but at least I got the shifter thing tight. I guess the next portion, I can't really show you any of this stuff down below because I'll bring you guys back for the startup if we get to it. We got to put all the little things back here like the seat and route the fuel hose and all that stuff. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. We'll keep you up to date on this old Deere.